Boker Tov, good morning. We continue with our 3-minute daily dose of Torah, looking at the sending of the servant of Avraham, which by tradition is Eliezer, Eved Avraham, and to go find a wife for Yitzchak. Let's look briefly at how the Torah begins that story. Vayom Avraham el Avdo, Avraham said to a servant, this is chapter 24, verse 2, Chaf Daled Bet. He said to his servant, Zakan Beto, the one who was overseas. That's how we should interpret his whole household. He's in charge of all of his affairs. Hamoshel b'chol asher lo, who has the authority and to run the everything that Avram has. He says to him, Simna yadcha tachat yerechi, place your hand beneath my thigh. What a strange thing to ask somebody. And then he goes on, V'ashpiacha ba'Hashem, I'm going to make you take an oath. Okay, so it was be pretty clear and apparent to anybody who reads these two verses that I'm not just saying put your hand by my thigh because I got to help me move and I can't move myself because he was told he's an old man. But that's not what it's about. It's seemingly placing his hand by the thigh is part of the process of having him take an oath. Why? How do they connect together? So you should be aware of the fact that we certainly even to today in a modern court, although I don't know whether they've removed it or not, but it used to be a person gets up to testify. You take an oath, you can tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, right? You do it with a Bible. You place your hand on a Bible and you swear. Some people get an exemption from that if you didn't want to use their Bible, bring your own Bible. But you put your hand on a holy item in order to affirm that what you're saying is in effect drawing on God Himself that to affirm that you are telling the truth. It's a whole discussion about what a shavua is, but that's what you're doing, and that's what Avram says. I'm going to make you take an oath by the name of God, right? By God, who is the God of the heavens and the earth, that you're going to follow what I'm about to tell you, and so it's a big deal. So I need you to take, so not only to invoke God's name, but somehow be connected to something which is holy. There's no Torah scrolls. There weren't any Torah scrolls back then, or Bibles, because they were making the Bible as they were talking, right? So what is it? So it's clear, and it has some Mefarshim read it. I'll read you the Rashi. Shaya Nishba. What else? Rashi. Here. Shenishbat. The fish Shenishbat Tzarich Litol Biyado Chayfet Shel Mitzvah. You're supposed to take some mitzvah item in your hand to take an oath. You're going to say for Torah, Tefillin, those kind of things. V'hamilah Hayta Mitzvah Rishonalo. You know, the circumcision, that was the first mitzvah that Avram ever had, that God commanded he fulfilled, other than, I guess, Lech Lecha, right? And it came through great discomfort, and it was very much beloved to Avraham that he was able to do the Brit Milah in his older years as he did. So he says, I take an oath by my bris. So didn't want to ask him to actually grab his private parts, but put your hand by my thigh, close enough to that to make it clear to you that this is a very uncomfortable thing to imagine, but that this is something that I want God invoked, and you're taking this oath seriously. Tomorrow we'll look at the oath itself. Have a great day. Think about what you would draw on, what your most valued mitzvah is that you would ever draw on when you're going to invoke God's name. Have a great day.